Have you ever stood in a room full of celebration, expecting love from your family, only to have them rip your heart out in front of everyone? I thought my parents would always have my back, but one sunny afternoon at my sister's graduation in Seattle turned my world upside down. The University of Washington's auditorium buzzed with the hum of proud families, the air thick with the scent of fresh flowers, starched graduation gowns, and the faint tang of coffee from nearby vendors. The crowd clapped as graduates crossed the stage, their caps bobbing like a sea of purple and gold. I adjusted my floral dress, forcing a smile as I sat beside Mom and Dad, proud of my sister Lila, who was graduating with honors. At 29, I, Emma, had built a small but thriving bakery, pouring my heart into every pastry while Lila chased her law degree. But today, Mom's smile was too tight, Dad's posture too rigid, and Lila's quick glance at me carried a smug edge that set my nerves on edge. As Lila stepped off the stage, diploma in hand, Mom leaned over, her voice low but sharp. "Emma, we're done with you. You're no longer part of this family." The words hit like a Puget Sound wave, the auditorium's cheers fading to a dull roar in my ears. Dad nodded, his face stern. "You've always been a burden, unlike Lila." My hands trembled, clutching my purse as Lila smirked from the aisle, her cap tilted triumphantly. The scent of flowers now choked me, the crowd's applause a cruel backdrop to my humiliation. "Why?" I whispered, my voice breaking. Mom's eyes narrowed. "You don't deserve Grandma's house. Lila needs it for her new law firm." My heart sank. Grandma had promised me her cozy Seattle bungalow, the one I'd spent childhood summers in, baking cookies in her warm kitchen. The graduates' laughter echoed as I stood, my legs shaky, and walked out, the spring air cold against my skin, their words ringing in my ears. I didn't confront them. I drove to Grandma's empty house, the familiar creak of the porch swing grounding me as I sat, replaying their betrayal. Why disown me now? I'd supported Lila through college, even loaned her money for textbooks. Something was wrong. The next day, I accessed our family's shared estate account, one Mom still managed. My heart raced as I found a trail of forged documents, deeds transferring Grandma's house to Lila, bank transfers of $100,000 to a law firm startup, even emails to a shady realtor named Victor about selling the property for quick cash. One email hit like a thunderbolt. "Emma's out of the picture so we can move forward, Lila." My vision blurred, the scent of Grandma's lavender sachets in the house now bitter. They weren't just cutting me out. They were stealing my inheritance to fund Lila's ambitions. With Mom and Dad's full support for weeks, I played along, sending congratulatory texts to Lila, attending family calls, all while plotting my revenge. The next big event was a family meeting at Grandma's house to finalize estate plans, with Lila, Mom, Dad, and their realtor Victor in attendance. I'd make sure it was unforgettable. I dug deeper, finding bank alerts about Lila's startup spending, luxury vacations, designer bags, nothing for a law firm. I traced emails to Victor, who'd already listed the house without my consent, and found a text chain where Lila bragged about finally getting rid of Emma. Each clue was a spark, fueling my rage. I contacted Victor, posing as Mom's assistant. "We need you at the family meeting for the final sale papers. 3 p.m. Grandma's house," he replied eagerly, clueless about the trap. My heart pounded, but I felt a strange calm, like the quiet before a Seattle rainstorm. The meeting was tense. Grandma's living room smelled of old wood, fresh coffee, and the faint mustiness of untouched furniture. Lila sat smugly on the couch, her law degree framed on the wall, while Mom and Dad nodded approvingly at her every word. Victor arrived, his briefcase bulging with papers, his eyes darting nervously. I waited until Lila started her pitch about repurposing the house, her voice dripping with false sincerity. Then I signaled my friend, a paralegal I'd clued in, who connected my laptop to the TV. The screen flickered to life, showing the forged deeds, the bank transfers, and Lila's text to Victor blown up for all to see. The room fell silent, the coffee's warmth turning cold in their mugs. Lila's voice faltered, her eyes darting to the screen. Victor's face drained of color, his briefcase slipping to the floor. I stood, my voice steady. "Thank you, Lila, for showing us what family legacy really means." Mom gasped, her hand flying to her mouth, and Dad's face crumpled with shock. Victor stammered excuses and bolted, while Lila sat frozen, the lavender scent now heavy with her shame. I thought exposing them would heal the wound of their rejection. As they left, Lila grabbed my arm, her voice desperate. "Emma, you don't understand." I pulled away, my voice cold. I understand you stole Grandma's promise. I stayed in the house, the Seattle skyline dim through the fog as I locked the door behind them. But the victory felt hollow. The bank halted the sale, and Grandma's will, which I'd found in her attic, confirmed the house was mine alone, untouchable by their schemes. A week later, as I sorted through Grandma's old recipe books, I found a letter I'd written to her at 16, confessing how I'd skipped a family dinner to chase a baking contest, leaving Lila to face Mom's criticism alone. Grandma had forgiven me, but Lila's resentment had festered. Had that moment fueled her greed? I'd destroyed her for her betrayal, but standing in the quiet kitchen, the city's hum louder than my thoughts, I realized the hardest truths aren't the ones we expose. They're the ones we bury, thinking they don't shape the family we lose. If this story broke your heart, smash that like button and subscribe to Cheating Stories Twist for more soul-shaking tales of betrayal and redemption. Have you ever been betrayed by family over a promise they broke? Share it in the comments below, and don't forget to share this video with someone who loves a heart-stopping twist.